Imagine a Roman eagle soaring through the skies above the Elbe River. 12 AD. The year is 18. The Roman Empire has just annexed Germania, a vast and unruly province stretching from the North Sea to the Baltic. It's a huge and daunting task to bring such an expansive and diverse region under Roman rule, but Rome has done it before. And besides, the VA got plenty of manpower thanks to the legions that were stationed in Germania right after Caesar Augustus's conquest. So let's explore what this might have looked like had Rome managed to conquer all of Germany. Our story begins in the winter of 09 AD, with a Roman army marching through the Teutoburg Forest. Led by the experienced general, the legions are confident in their ability to defeat the local German tribes. But they are in for a long and arduous battle. Trapped in the dense forest, the Romans struggle to make progress against the elusive Germans, who disappear into the trees whenever the Romans attempt to engage them. Supplies dwindle and the soldiers become demoralized. After suffering heavy casualties, the Romans finally break camp and flee. This is the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest, one of the most famous battles in history, and it's also a battle that didn't happen. In our timeline, the 3 Roman legions were completely annihilated by a coalition of German tribes led by Arminius, a chieftain who was also a Roman citizen. This humiliating defeat forced Rome to abandon its plans for further expansion into Germania. But what if the Romans had triumphed in the Teutoburg Forest? If Rome had won this battle, it's likely that they would have pressed their advantage and marched on to the Elbe River, thereby conquering all of Germany. With the addition of this new territory, the Roman Empire would have stretched all the way from the North Sea to the Baltic, creating a continuous stretch of Roman-controlled land for the first time. But why should Rome bother conquering Germany in the first place? After all, it wasn't like the Germans had any gold or anything. Well, the answer lies in the stability that such a move would bring to the empire. You see, the Germanic tribes were known for their warlike ways and their willingness to raid Roman provinces for fun and profit. By annexing Germania, Rome would not only acquire a large and unruly province, but it would also eliminate the very source of these pesky raids. Additionally, the natural barriers presented by rivers like the Rhine and Danube would provide the empire with much-needed protection against any potential invaders from the east. And the answer is that they would become Romanized, of course. Over time, the German people would adopt the Roman language, customs, and way of life. In fact, the process of Romanization would begin immediately after the conquest with the establishment of Roman towns and cities, the introduction of Latin, and the spread of Roman law and administration. In a matter of decades, Germania would be unrecognizable from the dense and warlike tribal region it once was. So what would this all look like on a map? Here's a map of the Roman Empire in 18 AD, and here's the Elbe River. Now let's expand the Roman Empire all the way to the Elbe. There we go. The Roman Empire now stretches from the North Sea to the Baltic, and if we add Germania to the mix, we can see just how vast and contiguous this new Roman territory would be. The linguistic and cultural impact of this conquest would be nothing short of seismic. As Latin spread throughout the region, it would come into contact with a variety of local languages, leading to a linguistic melting pot that would eventually give rise to a new language known as German. Yes, that German. In fact, the very word Germania is thought to be a Latin word that evolved into the modern German word Deutschland, literally meaning people's land. And that, my friends, is what would have happened if Rome had conquered Germany. So what do you think? Would Rome have been better off if it had left Germany alone? Or was the attempted conquest of Germania simply a necessary evil in order to secure the empire's future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And now for my concluding thought. The Germanic tribes may have been fierce and warlike, but they were also highly adaptable and possessed a strong sense of community and loyalty. These traits would serve them well in the centuries to come, as they would eventually give rise to powerful kingdoms that would shape the course of European history. And so it was probably for the best that the Romans didn't stick around. Thank you for watching.